Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our series of webinar talks about our weavers and scholars on textiles. We are very pleased to have two of our master weavers from Can-o, Bontoc Mountain Province, si Kathy Ekid Dumigyay and also Bule Mara, both from Can-o, Bontoc Mountain Province, and they have been very successful, no, in teaching weaving to the young generation. So I'd like to briefly introduce Manang Kathy. She's from Can-o, Bontoc Mountain Province, and she's our resident weaver at the Cordillera Textile Project. And we are pleased that we have written a storybook about her on her journeys and stories about her weaving from Bontoc, and she migrated to Baguio City. We also have this workbook. It's called Agabel Tayo. Okay, can you see that? This is like a learning toolkit for basic weaving on handloom and footloom that tells you about the adornments, some technique, no? And this is illustrated book for children and adults. And Corditex also have a website. It's called corditex.up.edu.ph. You can see there our publications, our research, and the series of webinars that we have, and ongoing research as well. So we thank Manang Kathy. She's always with us, and she has tried also, both of them have tried our digital loom and explored on weaving the designs on the digital loom. We also welcome teacher Bulay Mara. She teaches grade 1 elementary school at Antipolo, and she's also from Canu Mountain Province. And both of them are, they're related to each other. Di ba pa, Ma'am Kathy and Ma'am Bulay? Mag-auntie sila, no? So we are pleased to have them both. So this session will be like a Q&A session, and if you have questions, you can also put that on our question box later in our chat box. So we'd like to welcome Manang Kathy Ekid and also Manang Bulay. Okay. Hello, Manang Kathy.
Hello po. Good morning po, everyone. Nice
Yes.
meeting niyo po lahat.
Okay. Thank you. Manang Bulay, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here po. I'm
Okay.
listening.
Yeah, are you okay? Okay ka ba dyan sa video mo?
Opo, okay naman po, ma'am.
Okay. Hindi ka nagsushow sa ating video. Okay. So we also would like to welcome our regular attendees to the series of webinars of Corditex. We welcome also our guest from Germany. Hi, Christine. From the US, no, Diwa, and Ma'am Gay from Habi, and also other guests from Corditex contacts, no, from our World ECAT textiles master weavers. Now, thank you for joining us. Okay. So the first question is, can you tell us how you started to weave? Since there are also guests from other countries, I'll just translate it for you. Okay, maybe we can start with Manang Kathy.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Ma'am, I can introduce about myself. I was born in Caneo, Bontoc Mountain Province, a village or the village of the weavers. It's a village of Bontoc Mountain Province. I started learn how to weave at the age of 7 because my mother is a master weaver also in our village. So my mother inspired me to learn how to weave. So since I was young, I am the partner of my mother to set up her weave until she teach me how to taught me how to weave. Then I learned all the pattern of Bontoc Mountain Province because my mother weave all that kind of patterns. Then when I got married, I stay here in Baguio City, so I base here. I continue weaving. Then I try to join groups or any groups or LGUs or like Corditex of Mamikin, who are always call me to give demo or workshop about traditional weaving. And I start my brand name Inabal ni Ina, registered to the DTI because they said it need to register my brand name or my name so that I can avail trainings or any assistance from the government. So I registered it in 2020. And my kids or my daughter's name is Inabal ni Ina because my mother taught me how to weave, and I taught them also how to weave backstrap. So that's the reason why they name it as Inabal ni Ina. Because my mother weave my life, and also like me, I use weaving to produce our needs of my uh, kids in going to school. So my products are, at the first I'm with the traditional patterns like our tapis or the belt, and basta yung traditional. But when I registered to the DTI, I need to innovate. So I'm joining the product development, anything that I can innovate my products so that I can also have market. Because if I just use or selling this traditional attire of our village, Siguro konti lang yung mga bibili, hindi naman lahat ginagamit yung ang attire namin sa lahat ng okasyon.
Okay, thank you, Manang Kathy. So I think the last part, no, for our international audience, Manang Kathy said that she started to weave other woven products aside from the traditional ones that they weave in Kanao village, because there are traditional ones that you cannot produce, no, or sell. So she had to innovate. Okay, so let's hear from Ma'am Bule, Teacher Bule.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So, Mom already introduced me. So, when I was just a kid, I started already weaving. My mother taught me how to weave, to do the pattern. But at first, I am struggled to learn because as young as I am, I already help I was already able to help my mother for our living. My parents had no permanent job, so the source of our living is the weaving. To help my father, I help my mother also to weave the plain ones, the edges of the tapis, like what Auntie Cathy showed a while ago, the edge, the little one. It is my part to weave it. And while I'm growing up, my mother taught me how to weave the uh, textiles with patterns. She devised a written record of the patterns and taught me how to reset it on the sticks so that I easily pick up and pull the necessary threads to form the patterns. And it is my privilege and my honor to join you this webinar, so I can already also uh, share my knowledge about weaving. And I'm also thankful, Ma'am Kim, for the pattern that you use is a contemporary pattern, because that is what my mother taught me. I struggled to weave the pattern, which is the original one. We call it kinawit. Uh, can I show you, ma'am, the original one?
Hold on, Ma'am Bule. Oh, yes. Okay.
This is the original pattern,
Okay.
which you have to pick up the yarns, individual yarns to form these patterns. So this is the table.
Back part.
This is what my mother taught me, because I struggled to do the pattern. She recorded it into written and taught me how to weave. And this is what it looks like. This is the back and this is the front.
Okay. So this is your design called Sinawit. Sinawit.
Kinapong Ashmam. Kinawat the original
Sinawit,
design.
the original design. Okay.
Kinapong Ash is
Okay.
the modernized ano po.
Okay.
The modernized version Kinapong Ash, which has merged recently, is now widely recognized. Recognized because the price and production techniques are affordable, and it's easy to weave now. That's all, and I think. Sorry, ma'am. Ano po, hindi ko kasi
Okay, it's okay.
napapractice English ko eh.
Okay lang yan. It's okay. Anyway, that's good. Okay, so for the information of our local and international audience, Can-Ew is located in Northern Luzon in Bontoc Mountain Province. From where I am in Baguio, this is about 6 hours ride to Bontoc and probably another an hour, no, to go to Can-Ew, which is going down a road, and then there's surrounded by mountains, and you have to hike on rice terraces. And most of the weavers there are, according to Manang Kathy and based on the Corditex research, about 90% are all weavers in the village. So there's young weavers and also older master weavers. No, these are the elderly, age 60 to 80. No, Manang Kathy.
Yes po.
And usually, younger weavers would weave the colorful ones, and the older ones would weave the funerary blankets. No, there's a kind of um, taboo also in weaving funerary blankets that are accorded to the older women. Okay, so Manang Kathy, maybe you can tell us about your who taught you how to weave, no, these traditional textiles.
Oh, well, my mother taught me how to weave, but uh, she don't allow me to weave for yung para sa patay, sa death
The
one.
dead,
Yes.
for the dead.
Because the reason is yung lawa, ano ba yung tawag sa lawa? Yung parang hindi pwedeng maghabi yung mga bata o yung mga nagbibigay pa ng anak o manganganak pa. Yung
Okay,
para
let
sa
me
mga
translate.
funeral. Yes
Okay,
po.
let me translate, Manang. So Manang Kathy said when she was young, they were prohibited from weaving the traditional textiles for the dead. The younger ones would, because they fear that there will be how do you call that, lawana, there's taboo, no, for women of bearing age, no, those who can bear children are not allowed, prohibited to tattoo this funerary textiles. Okay, Manang?
Yes. But the other designs that we use, like this tapis, yung sinabi ni Teacher Bewley, this is the one that my mother taught me.
Okay.
This is sinangad-om actually. Yung sinangad-om yung may kinaot na sabi ni Bewley kanina. Dong tiniktik ko, parang yung engrave. Pero ang ginagamit na lalabas sa pattern ay yung pakain, yung pangborda. Eh parang engraving. Parang yun.
Okay,
Hindi
embossed
kagaya nito na pwede mong ito kasi nakaset sa pangalan nito ah,
loom.
sa usogolon yung mga may additional sticks. Then you lift it lang tapos ay lalagay yung ref, mabubuo na yung pattern. Pero yung dito nga sa kinaot, yung engraving nga sabi ni Bewley, eh kailangan yung kamay mo ang gagawa. Pero hindi lang sa Corde, nakita ko din ng Mindanao, may gumagawa ng ganito.
Okay.
Kaya parang common siya.
Okay.
Tapos lahat yung mga
Tingnan
ganito,
mo, can
tinuro
I
ng
translate?
nanay.
Can I translate?
Ay, oo nga.
Um,
Sorry.
can you show the first textile? Yung first, the red one.
Ito po yung first textile
Okay.
that my mother told me.
This is the
Tapis.
wrap around skirt. Parang blurred yung image. Okay.
Ito yung sinangad-om or kaya yung old na walang
Okay.
pattern sa gitna. Yung black and white lang. Kita po?
Okay. Blurred masyado ate.
Bakit kaya?
Ikwan mo lang. Wag mo ilapit sa camera.
Yan.
Ay, bakit blurred?
Blurred.
Okay, so anyway, let me translate. So the red textile is called singad om, or this is the traditional design for the wrap-around skirt. This is the design that was taught to her when she was a child. And this is like, the technique is called kinaut, or you have to lift the threads up to create that embossed design on the textile. The second one, the one with the floral design, okay, this is like, already the designs are set in the number of sticks, no, in the backstrap loom. So you create this floral design based on the number of sticks that are inserted in the loom, correct?
Yes po. Tapos ito yung pattern po niya, yung zigzag. At saka
Okay.
yung sabsabong or flower.
Okay, so there are two patterns in this traditional belt by the women. There's the floral design and the zigzag design. Okay.
Ito din yung mahirap gawin dahil pagkatapos ihabi, gagawin po ito, ilulubid siya. Parang
Mm-mm.
pangalan nito. Parang spin ba yun?
Yeah.
para
So
maging
this is
ganito
the
rin.
tassel, very long tassel, about how many inches? About 24 or 26 inches long for the tassel. So it's also difficult to make this because there's a special technique no involved in this finishing of the belt.
Yeah, ito pang hindi ko natutunan. Maghabi lang. Pero yung gagawa ng ganito niya, hindi ko pa natutunan.
Okay, she learned how to do this traditional belt, but the tasseling, the technique, she hasn't learned yet. Okay.
Yan po. Tapos may isang modern. Hindi naman siya modern, pero parang modern na dahil ito yung tinatawag naming kulibangbang.
Okay. So this is
Hindi
a
yata makita.
modern steady lang manang steady. Okay, why is it blurred? Okay, this is a green textile with innovation of the design. Parang hindi makita manang. So this is her
Bakit kaya
innovation.
blurred?
Steady mo lang. Yeah. Okay, yan. Okay. So this is the innovation using green threads, which is very unconventional for traditional bontok textiles. And there are also new designs found in this particular wraparound skirt. Okay. Manang, can you tell us about Kan-o, or the elderly woman who taught you to weave? So where did they learn? Saan nila natutunan yung paghabi? No, yung mga nagturo sa inyo. Ano bang background nila? What is the background of the elderly woman who taught you?
Actually, I'm always asking the elders, like my titas, because I was young when my mother's alive, so I didn't ask my mother whom did they uh, learn how to weave. But my one tita, I asked her, she's in Trinidad, and where did they learn? But before, there are some women in our place using, but lately lang, that some women use a natural cotton. We have a wild cotton pala noon. But when the threads come, they don't anymore use the wild cotton. But uh, some are learned to the bark or the skin of the plants. But
Mhm.
sabi kasi nung isa na may nagdala ng yarn sa amin. Tapos dito them how to weave parang yinarda or it's per yard I think.
Okay.
Pero kahit isa sa kanila, walang nakaalala kung kanino nila natutunan yung paghabi. But I believe dahil because of their pattern, they inspired what they as yung nakikita nila sa ating kapaligiran or ating environment. They get their pattern there and like yung mga kabuhayan parang yung mga rice or mga corn at saka yung mga weapon, they inspire them to put it as a pattern in their weaves.
Okay, let me translate that. So,
Yes po.
okay, so in Kan-o, they had natural cotton, wild cotton, no, used for weaving. But when the new threads came in, these are referring to commercial threads that was introduced to the weavers. So they started to shift that because of the easier to prepare, no, this polyester threads. The designs that were incorporated in their weaving are inspired from their environment, flowers, no, mountains, rivers, and others. Okay?
Yes
Correct?
po.
Okay. O sige, Ma'am Buli, ano naman masasabi mo doon sa nagturo sa'yo sa weaving and ano yung mga inspirations nila? What are the inspirations from your weaving?
Hello po. Actually, our place was called as the land of the weaving because all women there know how to weave, and the weaving is the source for students or the pupil. Wait lang. Sorry, ma'am. Okay, so your question, ma'am, is who inspired them to weave.
Yeah, tell us about your teachers who taught you how to weave and what are the inspirations for the designs.
Okay. So when we were young, we practiced weaving. The children, we come together and then we weave any designs and we make it as a play during our after classes. We weave, and that's the time our parents guide us with the designs that we can use to help them in order to help them produce textiles that they can sell to Bontok for our needs like school supplies, ma'am. That's all.
Okay. Let's talk about for both of you, pwede natin pag-usapan siguro kung ano yung mga textiles. Now, why is it important to weave particular textiles, no? Ano ba yung mga wini-weave sa Bontok, sa Kano? Maybe you can talk about that. What are the one woven for the men and what are the ones woven for the women? And you can maybe show us.
Ma'am, can I show you
Yes.
the the textiles for the men are the G-strings. It has different colors. This one, ma'am, the red.
Okay.
And then we have also the white G-strings or loincloth. The colors represents the kacangyan or what we call the status in
Affluent.
the
High status or affluent.
yes, ma'am. And then we have the black, this one. The black, the design, the pattern is different. So this is the modernized, the kinapong ash. And this is the original one, the kinawit or kinaut. What usually woven today in our place is the kinapong ash because it easily, it is easier to weave because the patterns are preset and you just pick it up, pick it on. And this one, the same. And for women also, the traditional textile for women is the tapis. This is the, what we call sinabsabong. Sinabsabong. Correct me, Auntie Cathy, if I'm wrong. The sinabsabong, the green. And then, this is the sinangadum, the minat mata, and this is the kinapong ash design. Tapis for women. This is the kinaing, but this is the modern one. And while kids also, while parents like also their kids to wear, we sew and we try to make it into wrap around skirt for babies like 3 years old and up. So this is, instead of tapis, we make it into wrap around skirt. And we also make a vest or chaleco for boys and girls too. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So for the men and women, okay, for the women, they wear the wrap around skirt, okay, and the belt, correct? And the men would wear the loincloth. In addition to that, they also have blankets, no? Can you tell us about these blankets? There's the one for the living and one for the dead. You may want to discuss about this. Anang Kati?
Yun po yung tawag po sa amin ay pinagpakan dahil H kasi pag sa buntok pinagpakan sabi po nila. Yung dalawang red sa gilid sa both side, tapos dalawa din sa gitna yung may white. Wala po kasi kaming sample, di ko alam kung may sample si Teacher Bewley. Tapos
Okay.
yung para sa amin po kasi, di namin ginagamit yung pinagpagan para sa patay dahil yun daw ay yung may kaya sa buhay
Okay.
ang gagamit. Yung
Okay.
ganyan.
Can I
Pero
translate?
we use it, ma'am, for uban or carry the babies. May design na para sa baby, caring for babies or pangkumot.
Okay, translate ko po. Okay, so in Bontoc, there's a blanket called pinakpakan. There are red borders, no, on the both
Both
ends,
side.
both sides of the blanket, and it has also some designs. And there's one in the middle. Okay, but these are worn
Black and
by
white.
black and white stripes in the middle. But these ones are worn by the Kadangyan or the affluent people in traditional Bontoc society. So for ordinary Bontoc, they do not wear this because that's accorded for a certain class. And in some cases, some of these pinagpagan are used as a baby sling or what you call as oban. Correct?
Yes po.
Okay. Yeah. What else?
O dahil may ibang probinsya, ginagamit yun para sa patay.
Okay.
Pero sa amin siguro for me kasi bakit nila sinasabing it's for Kadangyan only? Because the Kadangyan only can afford to buy.
Okay.
Dahil medyo mahal kasi yun. Eh siyempre pag kagaya kong medyo kwan sa pera, hindi ako makakabili. Kaya yung may kaya, silang makakabili ng mga mayaman o kaya Kadangyan.
Okay.
Siguro
So,
yan yung kwan lang talagang hindi ginawang para sa mayaman. Dahil
okay.
mayaman lang ang kayang bumili eh. Kaya siguro yun lang siguro ang kwan yung practical na kwan.
So in other parts of the Cordillera, you can also find pinakpakan in other Cordillera groups, no? Like Ifugao, they also have, but for them, only the Kadangyan would wear this because those affluent people are the ones who can ask a weaver to commission the blanket and pay, no? They can afford to pay that amount. But for her, she doesn't belong to the Kadangyan, so the access to this is difficult, no, during that time. Okay. Anya pa.
Pero yung nanay ko kasi hinahabi namin yung mga pinagpagan, mga tapis, mga bahag, mga belt na set. Tapos dinadala nila sa Bontoc o kaya sa part ng Sadanga, Upper Kalinga.
Okay.
Tapos yung hindi ko lang tinanong kung yung mga bumibili yung may kaya. Dahil kung minsan kasi yung ibabayad, parang barter, pinapalitan nila ng beans, o kaya tobacco, o kaya rice, kung ano-ano ang pinapalit, ibinabarter, kaya yun siguro, pero yung sa amin, yun din yung isa. Pero this time naman, kaya naming mag-hobby, kaya naming gamitin. Parang yun din yung nag-modernize na bakit hindi natin kayang gamitin, tayong gumagawa, tayong bibili ng thread.
Okay, let me translate that, Manang. So, her mother, Manang Kathy's mother, anong pangalan po ni mother?
Halim.
Okay, her mother Halim and her wove no in the past these blankets, wraparound skirt, loincloth and belts no for and then they bring that to the market and they sell that in the market. So she is uncertain whether the people who bought the products or woven products are from the affluent class, no? But usually they buy. Usually it's the kadangyan or the people who can afford to buy these kind of blankets. But today, since they can weave, this pinagpagan blanket and other woven products that they weave, they can also wear it in the contemporary period. Okay, did I miss out? So there's a shared use of this particular blanket in other neighboring communities, no? But today it doesn't limit you to buy one for yourself. But in the past, it was for the Kadangyan only. But now you can actually use that, no?
Pero ma'am, parang kung minsan, parang nahihiya ka ding gagamit. Dahil pag gagamit ka ng ganyan, lalo sa pinagpagan nga, oh, may kaya sa buhay yata yung taong gagamit.
Yeah.
Parang, na hindi yata naalis-alis sa mga kaisipan ng mga tao. Dahil yung mga kasama naming weavers naman, ginagamit nila nga pag-carry sa kanilang apo, sa kanilang anak.
Okay. So there is actually like a restriction in the wearing of the pinagpagan because only the rich, no, can have the right to wear that. And she's explaining that the people in the consciousness of this Bontoc community, they are ashamed not to wear that particular pinagpagan blanket because it's only for the rich, no? And then some women in her village would rather use this as an oban or a baby sling, no? So there's like a shame associated to wearing, no? If you're not from the Kadangyan, then don't wear it. It's only for the Kadangyan at some point, no? This case. Okay. Maybe we can ask Bulay, do you have a sample of the pinagpagan blanket? Bulay?
Sorry,
Ano,
ma'am.
Wala.
Wala po.
Dagdag mo yan, Bioli.
Sige, ma'am. Ay, sige, Auntie.
Okay, so anything else, Manang Kathy? Like we said, we just summarized that the traditional Bontoc textiles includes wrap-around skirt, correct? Loincloth, belt, and the blankets, no? So we heard about the pinagpagan blankets. Are there other blankets, no, in traditional Bontoc society for the living and also for the dead? So meron bang iba rin yung wini-weave for the living and the dead? My question is there like are there different textiles worn by the dead and worn by the living people?
Sa aming barangay po, meron talagang naka-aside para sa pang-funeral. Like what we called yung black, yung plain black na magkabilaan, tapos may maliit na white sa gitna. We called it fayaong. Then the other one is we called it tinapi or yung white na malapad sa gitna. Tapos meron ding kunting black sa gitna. Yun yung para sa pang-funeral po siya.
Okay. So in Bontoc, there are specific funerary garments for the dead, and in terms of the blankets, they use fayaong or
Tinapi.
tinapi, which is like black, plain colored black, and then of course white, and the black one with a stripe in the middle with white stripe, no? Tama?
Yes,
White stripe in the middle, and then you can also use white with a black stripe in the middle.
Yes po. Tapos meron pa pong pang-skirt, yung kinain na may design po siya, parang yung pinakita ni Bewley kanina.
Okay.
Tapos meron din pang belt, tapos meron din pang bahag ng mga kalalakihan. Pero meron din pang mayaman o may kaya sa buhay. Meron din pang sa normal lang na parang poor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So aside from the blankets, she mentioned earlier, there are also garments for the dead. For the women, they wear a skirt, which
With
is I
pattern.
think black, skirt, pure black with certain patterns of diamond designs, which has red or yellow. No, but the entire wraparound skirt is black, but they have diamond designs in there. And then there's an upper white garment that matches the skirt, and also bahag, no? It's pure white bahag for the deceased, no? For men. And there are certain numbers of that to show that you are coming from the affluent class, no? So there are certain designs or patterns that you can find in this funerary garments.
Meron yung bahag na para sa mga may kaya nga, yung tinatawag naming lagtub or linagtub, yung parang minatmata.
Mhm.
Tuloy-tuloy siyang minatmata, pero sa magkabilaan may bilang-bilang. Pero yung bilang na tinatawag naming farad, yung sabi nga mo nga ma'am na may pang rich, may pang poor, na may bilang na add number siya. Kaya
Mm-mm.
halimbawa yung para sa mga may kaya, 9, 10. Ganun. Yung design sa kabila, 10 at saka sa kabila 9. Pero pag ikay 4, 7 and 8. Parang ganun po siya.
Okay. All right.
May discrimination din pala para sa mga ganun. Sorry.
So for the loincloth of the men, so this is a plain white color, and there is a design that you can find in the loincloth, and this design would number to 9 to 10 for the affluent, and for the poorer class, this is around 4 to 7, no? So there is a high number of designs for the affluent, and for the poor ones, it numbers to 4 to 7, no? So this design you can find in front 9, and then at the back is 10. Tama po ba?
Yes po.
Okay.
At saka yung isa siguro dyan kasi, yung para sa mga may kaya, kung ano yung bilang, yung dadalhin nila, yung isusuot nila pagkamatay, yun din yung bilang nung kakatayin nilang baboy.
Okay.
Kaya
So
pag 4 ka, ay pang 3 days lang, at least mas konti yung kakatayin na baboy. Pero pag ganun yun yung problema dahil halimbawa, kami, yung ancestor na o kaya yung mga ninuno namin, parang merong konti. Kaya yun ay pamana-mana hanggang sa amin na kahit kami poor, yun pa rin ang gagamitin namin na yun yung isang question siguro na kahit ikay poor, na halimbawa ang nanay ko, ilang piraso yung gagamitin niya pag nung namatay siya. Yun din daw, kailangan yun din daw ang gagamitin ko pag ako'y lumisan din. Kaya
mm-mm.
yun yung isang problema siguro na.
Okay. So the this textiles or the loincloth or that are being worn, or the designs that you can find there, can also indicate the number of pigs to be butchered and the number of days, no, for the funeral wake. And it also poses a challenge or a problem for them because if you're are coming from the Kadangyan and you have to butcher, let's say, 10 pigs, okay, then the descendants will also butcher 10, no? So that's a problem for them also because it's expensive itong butchering of pigs, no? So if your family, like her mother, would come from, let's say, affluent or poor, then this is followed on to the next generation. Correct po ba, ma'am, yung translation ko?
Yes po. May
Okay.
dadagdag ni Bewley siguro, baka may dadagdag.
Bulay, would you like to add more?
Sorry ma'am, wala po akong alam sa ganyan.
Okay. All right. Ano pa yung mga tanong natin? So, how long does it make to, let's say, make a blanket, a wrap-around skirt, a belt, or a loincloth, no? So, kung kayo po yung weaver, how long does it make to produce these textiles?
Well, for me, yung isang tapis po kasi tatlong beses siya isa-set up. Yung itong gilid, tapos yung white sa gitna, tapos ito.
Mm-hmm.
Dahil hindi lang yung hobby binibili namin yung sinulid na nakakon, kaya kailangan gawin naming i-ball para mas madaling i-warp. Kaya sa pagbola pa lang, ilang oras na po yung mailalaan po doon. Tapos sa pag-set up hanggang sa pagkuhan. Dahil sa akin, binibilang ko yung araw, abot ng 1 week to 9 days bago mabuo yung isang tela. Yun yung nakakasad na ibenta mo lang ng 2,500 or 3. Meron pang tumatawad na bibilhin nila ng 1,500 o kaya 2,000 itong isang tapis. Kaya yun ang lagi naming ibinabahagi kung paano siya ginagawa. Nakulang na kulang. Actually, luging-lugi ang mga weavers pagdating sa mga ganito. Kaya ilan lang yung gumagawa. Actually, dito sa Baguio, yung mga galing sa amin, hindi sila naghahabi ng ganito. Kaya sa amin lang galing talaga yung gumagawa ng mga ganitong tapis. Matyaga pa sila talagang bilang isang weaver, kailangan gawin mo dahil yun yung needs ng mga tao.
Okay. Let me translate that.
7 days to 9 days po.
Okay. So the wraparound skirt, for instance, it is woven in. It has three different parts. Now the middle part, both sides, and the edges. No, and then of course this would entail three different warping, which would take time. So the process is from warping, setting it up. So it would take at least 1 week to 9 days, no, to finish one wraparound skirt. And this will be sold between 2,500 pesos or to 3,000 pesos. This is around roughly 50 US dollars, no, for one wraparound skirt. And she feels very sad, no, about this because when these are sold to the market, people would even bargain, no, to buy it for a lower price, no. So it's very difficult also for the situation of the weavers because of the long process and the rigid work, no, that would entail in the process of weaving. So this is how they would reach out to potential buyers, no, or whatever who are interested in these textiles to inform them how hard, no, and difficult it is to weave their textiles. So weavers in Baguio, for instance, would not weave this kind, but they from them who are coming from Kanto are the only ones weaving this kind of the complexity of the textiles and the blanket, no. So in other words, when you buy, this is me now, when you buy traditional textiles from our local weavers, let's avoid bargaining, no, at a very low price, no, kasi the process, no, the rigid process is very tedious, no, and laborious. So we have to pay, no, the right amount, no, for the labor and the material that goes with it. Okay? Yun po ba ang message natin, ma'am? Okay.
Yes.
So, what are the current challenges, no, or issues that a Bontoc weaver would confront in the contemporary period? Ibig sabihin, ano po ba yung mga problems ninyo or challenges, no, ng mga Bontoc weavers in the present?
Siguro para sa akin yung market, kung paano tutulong ang mga ah, LGU o grupo na nagtumutulong sa mga weavers. Kung paano mapansin yung pricing. Dahil kung minsan kahit yung price mo sabi nila ay ang mahal. Paano kaya, ano yung maibabahagi ng mga kagaya po ninyong tumutulong para sa pag-angat ng aming paghahabi? Dahil yung isang pinakamalaking problema po dahil lalo po sa backstrap, dahil nung unang-una backstrap po talaga ang ginagamit sa aming village. Kaya nagse-set up ka lang ng halimbawa kung sa tapis, isang setup namin, pang 3 tapis yun. Yun yung kaya lang. Ah, tapos mano-mano talaga pag sa traditional backstrap ang ginagamit. Ah, at least ngayon, meron ng pedal loom o yung foot loom na na-introduce ko sa amin. At least makaset up ka ng halimbawa 10 na pangtapis o kaya 20. Yun yung isang advantage naman yung sa foot loom. At saka isa siguro yung happy ako, Ma'am Ikin, yung pagbibigay lagi ng workshop o kaya demo, dahil doon nila ma-appreciate yung mga hindi pa nakakakita, nakakatry, kung paano ang process ng paghahabi. Doon nila na-appreciate na ganito pala kahirap maghabi, ba't pa tayo tumatawad. Pero mas sabi nga nila sa market, dinadala namin ang aming product, halimbawa dito sa Baguio, doon sa market, sa Maharlika, sa Hangar. Pero binibinili nila siyempre ng mura. Tapos dahil nga sila ay may pwesto, nagbabayad sila ng upa, may ano-ano pang binabayaran, may mga sales lady sila, di napapatungan yung products. Kaya yun yung iniisip namin kung paano matutulungan yung isang problema naming mga weavers, kung paano iangat, lalo sa mga presyo. Dahil mahirap po talaga yung paghahabi.
Okay. Let me translate. This is our first time to translate, no, from the Filipino to English, because we are talking to our local weavers, and sometimes the words are really powerful and emotional, no. But we'll try to capture what she said. No, she said that there is very difficult, no, to really weave, no, and so especially in the village where they have to do backstrap loom weaving, and it's only good for 3 wrap-around skirts. And it's good that the pedal loom is introduced in the village, so they can actually make more than 20 sets of wrap-around skirt. Now, this is about 30 yards. And the problem here, the second problem is the marketing of their produce. Wherein how can we get the attention, no, of the LGUs and others, no, to help the weavers, how like an intervention, for instance, in promoting, no, this handloom weaving their products. And she said that she appreciates these demonstrations, no, and workshops to students or potential weavers, no, or enthusiasts, because at that time, this moment could actually allow them to explain, no, the process, and to help them help, no, this younger generation to appreciate the weaving, that it's a very tedious process. And then, of course, when they weave these products, they sell that to the Baguio market, for instance. And of course, they understand that the shop where they will sell, no, or have it commissioned, they have to pay rent, they have to pay for the sales lady or the salesperson to sell. So it's understandable that they also put a mark, no, higher mark on the fabric that they sell, no, so it becomes very expensive. Okay, so the call now is how can others, no, intervene, no, and promote handloom weaving of our local weavers, no, from this particular community in Bontoc, and not only in Bontoc but also from other places in the Cordillera. It seems to be still a problem, but of course there are already different activities and venues where they can actually sell their goods, no. So wala na yung middleman, no. So well, parang mahirap na choice, no. It's a difficult choice also to do this, no, because there's no market, and you just sell by the word of mouth, no, etc. Okay, Bully, would you like to add something?
Yes, ma'am. Isa pong challenge sa amin, tumataas po ang presyo ng sinulig, tapos yung mga gawa po namin hindi po tumataas ang presyo. Kasi kapag po taasan namin, tinatawaran pa rin. Tapos isa pa pong challenge sa amin ay yung mga anak po namin ngayon, wala po silang time mag-aral na mag-hobby dahil Saturday, Sunday, may activities din po sa school. Kaya di po namin maganda po yung mga ginagawa ninyo na ganito para mabigyan din po kami ng yun, para maituro po sa amin mga bata kung paano po kung ano po ang importansya ng traditional na weaving sa lugar po namin. At kung pwede po kayo magbigay ng trainings din po para sa mga bata po sa amin sa pag-weaving sa summer para po natural po silang mag-hobby po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Bule. So let me just translate, no? So one of the challenges that she observed is this increased price of threads, no? But once they have woven the final product, the price is still the same, no? So that's a problem. And then the second one is the younger children have no time to learn traditional backstrap loom weaving because um, they only have Saturday, Sundays no left, but the whole week they have to go to school to study, and hence they don't have time to learn weaving. So she hopes that there will be workshops, no, teach weaving in schools, no, and to show the importance of this traditional weaving in their community, from their community, and also sharing it with the rest. Okay. Ito yung mga challenges, no? And paano na kayo, meron na ba kayong mga trainings or workshops that you have attended para din makatulong sa inyo? Are there workshops or trainings that you have attended to help you with your marketing of textiles?
For me, meron naman yung mga halimbawa yung program ng Corditex at mga ibang agency ng government kung nagpapa-workshop sila o nagpapa-demo.
Okay, so there are already the other agencies that supported them for workshop and demonstrations, no, and also trade fairs, no, marami yan. Okay, meron na po ba kayong online website or Facebook where we can actually see this product? Kasi minsan mas madali sa kanila to purchase products online. And do you have a website where we can actually see your products?
For me, dahil nga yung mga products namin, meron pa rin yung mga traditionals na products namin. Dahil sinusuportahan din namin yung mga kababayan namin nga sa na naghahabi ng mga ganito traditional. Pero may mga innovative na products, pero ginagamit din namin yung mga patterns ng aming kinagigisnan na mga patterns. Halimbawa, mga damit. Pero yung isang problema na lagi kong sinasabi, dahil ang isang weaver ay hindi lang basta weaver, ah, b- para sa akin po ay parang ang weaving ay part ng aking buhay. Mula sa pagkabata ko, ay nakikita ko dapat yung respeto dahil ibinibigay ko yung effort, yung pagmamahal, yung determinasyon para makahabi ng isang bagay na yung lagi kong sinasabi sa mga designers o mga ibang weavers na kung nabuo sana na isang tapis, hindi biro yung 10 araw o 9 na araw na ihahabi mo yun. Tapos puputulin nila, nagagawing kung ano-ano. Okay lang yung hinabi mo na hindi siya naitahin na tapis. Pwede mong gamitin yung pagawa kagayang ginawa ni na Teacher Bewley na itatahi nila na isang pang-skirt talaga. Hindi yung tapis na ikakat mo pa. Kaya sabi ko sana respeto man lang. Dahil dugot buhay o kaya sakripisyo ng isang weaver para buuin lang itong isang tapis o kaya yung isang bahag na kung pwede sana yung mga kasama naming nagbebenta, lalo yung mga designers, respeto lang po sana sa mga ating weavers. Okay lang na mag-order sila or magpa-customize na hindi na yung buo sana, tapos ikakat nila o sana gagamitin nila sa tamang paggamit. Halimbawa yung itong belt o kaya tawag naming panlasan. Ito ay para partner ng tapis na ibibelt mo dahil siya ang hahawak sa tapis. Na maliban sa yun ang hahawak, dagdag beauty sa mga kababaihan ng Cordillerans. Na ito ay ginagamit nila sa bra. Hindi naman pang bra ito po ay pang belt. Yun yung isang problema naming mga weavers na gumagawa ng traditional. Tapos ginagawa na lang nila dahil napapanood po ay sa mga Facebook na mga nagpo-post na yun ang ginagamit nila. Lalo sa bahag, pang lalaki po talaga yun. Pang cover sa kanilang sensitibong part.
Okay.
Yan lang po siguro, ma'am.
Oh, ang hirap i-translate. It's difficult to translate because her words are very powerful, no? Manang Kati. Okay, she said that weaving is not just weaving, it's part of her life. The making of this textile is filled with respect, her effort, her sacrifices, and love. No, and working on a piece which is around, it would take 9 to 10 days, is not a joke. No, and it's kind of disappointing, and she's dismayed that some fashion designers would buy these products and would just cut without any respect, no, to these efforts. Okay, so she calls for the correct use, no, of this particular blanket. Like for instance, she talked about the belt that goes with the skirt of women, of Bontoc women. The belt is not actually used for the bra. No, it totally disrespectful, even the use of bahag, which are used in different ways, no. So she calls for total respect, no, with the textiles that they weave, especially those traditional ones. If there are people who want to use these textiles for fashion, for instance, they can buy by the yard, no, and they can also consult them for proper use of this textiles. Okay, so yung issue natin, no, about fashion design, no. So I think many today would actually use traditional textiles for designing clothes, no, which to the Bontoc culture may be disrespectful. Okay, so they have to, this is me talking, they have to be educated, no, about the cultural protocols and on wearing, for instance, wraparound skirt, and they cannot be used, they deconstructed and use it for other things, no. And we have to be worried about this, the effort, no, that goes with it. I hope I captured that correctly. Okay, so can we now move on to some questions from the audience? I know that there are many things not to discuss about Bontoc textiles. The Corditex have done an extensive research, no, on the iconography and, of course, the meanings, no, attributed to this use of textiles, no. If you're interested to find that out, please contact us to educate you about this Bontoc, proper use of Bontoc textiles. Okay, so we now have questions in our chat box. So from Ma'am Gay, Yoshikawa Jalsita from Habi. Ang question niya is, what are the objects found in your daily life which are integrated in your village designs? Okay? Ano yung mga objects na nakikita sa pang-araw-araw na na-incorporate sa inyong designs?
For me, isa siguro yung design na yung Diamond X
Mhm.
na ang tawag namin po kasi doon sa Diamond X ay uy-uy suit. Yung diamond is uy-uy suit. At saka yung X is at fatawil. The uy-uy suit represents the butil, yung butil ng rice.
Mhm.
Kung saan yung fatawil na sinasabi po namin, yung kahoy kung saan nila binubuhat o nilalagay yung rice galing sa palayan na iuwi. Yun yung
Okay.
fatawil. Isa siguro yun na may pattern na lagi sa aming hobby, na iyon ay pangkabuhayan ng
Mhm.
aming village.
Okay.
Then
So,
siguro important po yun sa amin.
okay. So let me translate that. One important design that is distinct on Bontoc's textile is the diamond, tama? Diamond design. Okay. And the
The
X
X1
design.
po.
Okay. It's called Uy Uy Sot, which
Bali,
represent
nakikita
the
dito eh.
rice grain. And the X is where you actually, these are the sticks, no? Where you actually
Wood. Wood po.
stick or wood where you actually hang the bundled rice grains, no, which is part of their daily livelihood, no. So this is in relation to rice harvest. Okay. What about Bule? You have additional comment on that question?
Ma'am, one also is the pattern which we call tiktiko or the zigzag pattern.
Okay.
These are resembling the mountain ranges of the entire region, Cordillera region. It also reminds that life is not a straight path, but a journey filled with twists and turns.
Okay. So one of the pattern is called tiniktiku or zigzag pattern, no? Which represent, did you say mountains? Tama ba? Or the
Yes,
paths?
mountain po. Mountain.
Okay, so these are examples of the tiniktiku. And can you show us the diamond and the X design?
Di po kasi makita dito.
Ayan, makikita.
Makita ba sa Conmode Beauty?
Win.
Ito kasi yung patpatawil, yung X.
Siguro straighten mo lang manang, ganyan.
Dapat kasi mo kita man Beauty.
Blurred na.
Blurred yata hindi ko alam dito sa kwan ko. Si
Change.
Beauty meron.
Katapis, katapis.
Yan. May
Okay.
X dyan
And diamond.
and diamond, yes po.
Okay. So these are important bontok designs, no? The X and the diamond designs. I think aside from bontok, this is also shared with other Cordillera designs, no? But
Yes po.
different meanings, no? So
Parang common.
yeah,
Pero magkakaiba yung pagka...
yeah, it's a shared design but different meanings in different Cordillera communities.
Like po yung minat mata.
Mm-mm.
Na lahat ng hobby namin may minat mata po siya.
Yeah, so the minatmata or the eye-like design is also a shared design in the Cordillera, no? Or the eyes of the ancestors. Okay, another question from Ma'am Gay. Your weavings are strong, heavy, and durable. How many threads per square inch for the warp and weft? So, medyo technical to. Yung hobby niyo daw ay matibay, no? Mabigat. Ilan daw yung threads per square inch for the warp and weft? Mabilang ba natin ito, Manang?
Hindi po, makapal po siya,
Excuse, ma'am.
pero yung ginagamit kasi namin pag sa pedal loom,
Mm-mm.
may ticket 50, may ticket 120 na thread. Karamihan na
Oh,
nilalagay
yes.
namin is 2 to 3 per hole.
Okay.
Kaya makapal po siya.
Yeah.
Tapos bilang-bilang din kasi yung sa amin talaga kabisado din yung bilang. Pero yung mga ina-adjust para lumiit, yung mga iba dinadagdagan. Kaya pag nababawasan, mas manipis. Pero yung original makapal po talaga siya. Kaya hindi namin kabisado yung bilang, binibilang mo ba Beauty lahat? Basta 2 to 3
Okay.
na strand sa isang hole ng sa suyod sa reed.
So, 2 to 3
Strand. Sa
strand,
isang hole.
yeah, for one hole, Ma'am Gay, no? So it's durable. So they have double or triple threads, no, in one hole for the box, for the foot loom. Okay. Another question. Can you suggest the best way to launder your blankets and other products? Do you iron your products or let this air dry to preserve the colors? Okay, ang tanong is, anong best na paraan para labhan yung mga blankets or other textile products? Pinaplansya nyo ba or air dry para ma-preserve yung colors?
Air dry na lang po, ma'am.
Okay, they air dry, Ma'am Gay? What about laba, laundry of blankets or textiles? What do you use?
Ginagawa namin dahil kung minsan ginagamit natin ng cotton. Dahil kung alam naman natin yung cotton na medyo siya ano yan, mabalahibo. Kaya bawal sa washing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Ibabad na lang po natin sa sabon. Tapos konting ano yan, kusot.
Okay,
Tapos
so Avoid using washing machine for doing laundry, no, for your
And Clorox.
or Clorox. Avoid that, or the bleach liquid for washing machine, or just do hand wash, no, hand washing for your textiles. And then what we use is actually kind of detergent, but it's for babies. Baby detergents, or there's one brand yung bar soap, but these are very soft in very soft now that you can use. So you can use baby detergents also. Okay. Question from Diwa. Hi, Diwa. Diwa Malaya. What would be the fair price for one tapis considering the time and effort in weaving it? No? Ano sa tingin nyo yung tama or fair na price para sa isang tapis na may konsiderasyon sa inyong time and labor material? Oh.
Sa akin, dahil naturuan tayo naman na magkano yung per day sana, yung minimum na per day. Then, ita-times natin sa 9 days to 10 days.
Mhm.
Tapos yung pagtahi at saka yung materials. Kaya sabi ko nga parang 200 lang labor sa isang araw eh. Yung price ngayon. Kahit man lang 350 or 500 dapat, no? Hindi naman biro maghabi ng
Yeah, I'm computing, no? So if it's
kulang na kulang yung 2,000 to
yeah,
2,500. 5 days lang pag 500 per day. Tapos paano yung materials? Pagtatahi.
okay.
Yung araw mo pang bumili ng thread, di ba kailangan mga yun may total oras mo na pumunta. Kaya
Yeah.
matagal na luging-lugi ang mga weavers ng tapis at saka pinagpagan.
Okay. So, if you compute minimum wage in the Philippines, magkano ba? 300 pesos? Okay.
385 po yata dito sa Baguio, ma'am.
Okay. So, minimum wage for labor per day in the Philippines is 385 pesos times, let's say
9.
9 days. 385 times 9 days is 3,465 minus
The
you add
thread.
the materials, no, and others, no. So the 2,500 is not enough for a tapis. But for the labor alone, you pay 3,500 pesos. And you top up the cost for the threads. Okay. I hope that answers your question, Diwa. No, so we're paying.
Help us.
We are actually paying for one wraparound skirt for 2,000, between 2,500 to 3,000 pesos, no, for a wraparound skirt, which is not even enough to cover the labor, time, and materials, no, for the weavers. Okay. Okay, so we have to help our handloom weavers patronize their products and go directly to them. No middleman. Just go to them if you see them on trade fairs. They also have Facebook page where you can actually find their weaving. You can directly order from them. Okay. Next question: Is there a database? Is there a database to know the symbols and meanings of the weave or material so designers can use them in the right way? Meron po bang database para makita itong mga designs and symbols para ma-educate para ang mga designers, no? Para magamit nila. Ako yata ang sige manang or bulay.
Pwede po. Pwede po kayo dyan. Kaya lagi kong sinasabi pa nag-interview, wala bang part ng NCIP lalo dito sa Cordy?
So, I think I'll answer this question.
Yes po. Tapos may research naman po si Ma'am Ikin tungkol sa mga patterns.
Yes, the Cordillera Textile Project or the Corditex is involved with the drafting, the policy and it's called the Roadmap Cordillera Weaving Industry Plan, no, for the next 2020 to 2028. So we are part of that roadmap now for weaving, and one of that is to really conduct a research on the iconography or the symbols and meanings of these textiles textile patterns in the Cordillera. We have done the research and hopefully we can publish that, but we are of course validating this with various communities. We've worked with 7 different weaving communities. We have that. And so hopefully it will come out soon, no? Because it is important to document all of this for copyright issues, and there are also designs that are only accorded to that particular group. You cannot use that, no? And there are also patterns that can be mass produced. This means you can also commission weavers to design for you, no, those designs that are acceptable for public consumption, no, like in fashion designing, because we see a lot, no, like we attend trade fairs or even attend conferences. Some of this funerary blankets are used as bed sheets, okay, or used or even cut for a gown, no, which is taboo in some case, no. So many of our partner weavers are conscious of this, and if you want to use textiles for fashion design, you go to the weavers and ask them, educate yourselves, no, what is not and what can be used, no, for your purpose. So like Manang Kathy reiterated, there should be a respectful treatment of all traditional textiles. There are innovations, of course, that are very out there in the market that you can use. No, but of course, again, you have to work closely with the weavers and their textiles. No, in various different communities. So hopefully, we can come out with that soon. No, we're just looking for funds to have it printed. So hopefully, and of course, to finish all of this validation process. So watch out for that one. Okay. Okay. We have another question from Nika Kaplinger. Has the community been affected by fake weaves online? Okay. Naapektuhan po ba kayo doon sa mga fake na hobby online?
Super, dahil yung mga fake na printed, ginagaya yung mga patterns. Tapos, of course, ang competition dun ay mababa yung kanilang price. Tapos, magaan siya. Tapos, yung isang problema, hindi naman sa kukuan siguro sa mga products ng ibang bansa. Dahil nung naikuan dito sa Pilipinas na every Monday yata, every Monday of the month, nagagamit sila ng Filipiniana na bakit hindi nila nilagay doon na sana yung mga local man lang ang gagamitin. Karamihan, nung nagkuan yung program ng government na ganyan, ang dami na sa Maharlika sa market, yung mga Thailand na Filipiniana, namumura. Bibilin mo lang 1.5, 1.8. Bakit hindi pinapansin nung dapat? Dahil pag mga weavers kasi, ang namamansin, parang walang rights o walang namamansin sa mga problema ng weavers sa ating LGU. Kaya, siyempre mas mahal yung ating product dahil talagang produkto natin ito eh. Tapos, hindi gawa sa machine. Kaya sabi nila, bakit yung ganito, ganyan, 1.5 lang, tapos kayo 3 to 3.5, yung Filipiniana ninyo, hindi na sila bibili. Yung karamihan binili ng mga offices, mga teachers, yung Thailand niya. Gawa po.
Okay.
Kaya
So,
apektado po kaming mga weavers, ma'am.
okay, Nika, if you're listening and to our audience, yes, absolutely super. Our local handloom weavers are affected because of this fake weaving, because they are cheaper and they are made of light material. And of course, in the Philippines, there is what you call as the tropical textiles law, tropical fabric law or tropical textiles law, wherein government offices are now required to wear a Filipiniana made from hand woven textiles, no? But unfortunately, If you go to the market, there is now the proliferation of textiles coming from Thailand, which are sold at a very cheap price from 1,500 to 1,800 pesos. And this is compared against their handloom weaving, which is sold at a higher price between 3,000 to 3,500. So buyers would even criticize the local weavers and ask why their textiles is very expensive compared to the ones introduced by Thailand, no? And it's a sad note that some of this local weaving they don't pay attention to the local weavers, no? So that's a problem. And they are also asking why, no, at that point. And of course, Manang Kathy would say what are the interventions that can be done again with this. Okay, so this is me talking now. We see a lot of made in Thailand fabrics that are sold in the local market here in Baguio and probably elsewhere. Like the source for this is in Tutuban in Manila, and some of them would come from China, some would come from Thailand, and they are totally mass produced, machine made, and so they are sold at a very, very cheap price. I know the prices would range from 180 to 250 pesos per yard, no? Compared to the traditional handloom produced by our local weavers, no? So let us patronize our local products made by local weavers in the Philippines rather than patronizing other products, no, made from other countries, because we have an array of textiles here, and they are handmade, like I said, with respect and love from our local weavers, no? So let us support them as well, no, and their families and their communities. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Nika. Okay, another question from Diwa. Are there any mythological stories about or related to bontok weaving? Meron bang parang mga legends or mitolohiya patungkol sa bontok weaving?
Ang dapat na nang nagmubuli.
Ang bully, meron ba kayong legends or myths about weaving? Wala.
Ma'am, may narinig, may na ano po ako, hindi ko lang
Okay.
po alam kung yung ano po sa haba po ng bahag, kung bakit daw ganun kahaba yung bahag. Noon kasi po ma'am ay hindi po ba uso yung mga ano ba yung tribal war dati. Tapos may magkaibigan daw na pumunta sa bundok, tapos namatay yung kasama niya. Tapos yung bahag daw niya, yung pinangtali niya sa kasama niya para may iuwi niya sa lugar na po namin. Tapos medyo siguro kulang yung pantali, kaya nag-isip yung mga tao na ay medyo habaan. Yun lang po.
Wow, that's a nice story. Okay, to answer Diwa and for the information of our audience, there is like a legend about two friends who went to the mountains and one of them nalunod ba? Namatay? Na-drown? Okay, and then the other friend died, so he uses a loincloth to carry his friend back to the village, and he thought it was short, so the community thought that next time we make it should be a longer loincloth, no, to be enough. Okay. So marami pa yan, no? We do a lot of research in relation to the anthropological and cultural aspect of weaving. So let me just attend to this one, the follow-up, no, regarding funerary blankets. I'd like to ask if the traditional funerary rites with the appropriate funerary blankets according to specific social stratum are still practiced today. Okay, Manang, ang tanong nila ay yung mga practices in relation to funerary is still being practiced today, or even the use of blankets according to the funerals?
Yes po.
Okay.
Very sensitive po kasi yun, kaya hindi pwedeng. Kahit nga po yung bilang-bilang.
Mm-mm.
Pero may mga iba na, pero yung hindi na nakatira sa kanila, o parang ah, napalitan yung paniniwala. Halimbawa sa Christian, na may mga, halimbawa, mayroong isang kaming namatay. Hindi siya gumamit. Siya isang Kristiyano din siya, pero parang mahal kasi yung mga gamit nila. Kaya nakiusap yung mga kapatid dahil wala siyang asawa, bata pa yung mga anak, kung pwedeng hindi siya gagamit ng ganun. Pero sa
Mhm.
amin, hindi po talaga sana pwede. Kaya
Mhm.
lahat ng meron, laging nakahanda na merong yung mga para sa isang taong kung ano yung gagamitin nila. Ay magkakaiba naman po. Malakas
O-
pa rin po sa amin na ini-implement po yun. Pati dito sa Baguio, ini-implement po.
Okay, let me translate that. So yes, the answer is yes, absolutely. They still practice strict no observance of funerary rites accorded with the proper blankets. Especially now, no, even if you're a migrant in another place or in Bontoc community in the village, they still practice no funerary rituals and the specific blankets used. You can also refer to my published journal article on Bontoc materiality, the materiality of Bontoc death, no, where I discuss this funerary rites, no, and the blankets and the ritual paraphernalia for the dead, no. It's published by the Cordillera Review, TCR, no, so you can find that article online. Okay. What are the consequences if you don't follow the funeral rites? Nanang Kati or Bulay? Okay, she mentioned
Uh,
that even if they are Christians, they also still practice no this funerary rites. What are the consequences if you don't follow? Ano yung mga consequences pag hindi mo sinunod yung practice?
Yung isa
ma'am,
siguro kasi yung halimbawa kung may nangyari, hindi mo sinunod, tapos yung susunod na mga araw o buwan o taon na may nangyari sa pamilya yo, dun sila binis, paano kasi hindi nila sinunod yung ating kaugalian. O kaya, yung mga iba, parang hindi maalis dahil yun ay traditional hindi maalis sa istorya nung ah, taga-village o kung nakakaalam. Bakit ganun, ganun, ganun? Parang ganun.
Okay, so the consequences, people would talk about it, no, in the village and
Yes.
question. So it's you can also experience social stigma because you didn't follow the prescriptions of your ancestors, no, and of course,
Tapos siguro, lucky ka kung walang nangyari. Kaya pwede mong ikuan na, oh, ginawa naman namin yun. Hindi
mm,
naman namin sinunod. Pero
mm,
walang nangyari. Pero yung mga iba na kasi, yung mga nakipag-asawa sa ibang lugar, ay na hindi siya puro na taga-Kanaw.
mm. Yeah,
Ngayon,
okay.
kahit
So,
dito po sa Baguio, yung ginagamit nilang mga damit, mga kumot.
mm. Okay, so in some cases, they would exact misfortune if you don't follow these rights. And in some cases, you are lucky if nothing bad happened to you, especially if you are Christian and then you married another non-bontok, for instance. You're lucky if that nothing bad happened to you. Okay. Now we have the last question from Ma'am Alice Panares. Are there distinctive differences in weaving patterns among different groups in the provinces? May kaibahan ba or differences yung mga hobby sa patterns at others in different communities and provinces? I think the answer is yes, no?
Mm.
They have different patterns and different designs, no? There are shared designs, but maybe they have different meanings, no, attributed to it. Okay, so it's now 11:35. We extended for a few minutes, but maybe can I get your last words or your call for our audience and our people who will watch this in our online website? Ano po yung mga last na message ninyo?
For me, maraming salamat po sa Cordillera Textile Project, Ma'am Ikin, of course. Dahil ito yung isang malaking bagay sa ating mga participants na kung may natutunan sila or may kwan sila para ibahagi din sa mga iba na ganyan po pala. Malaking bagay sa aming mga weavers na may mga grupo na sumusuporta sa amin. Paano iangat, paano ibahagi yung aming istorya tungkol sa aming tradisyonal na paghahabi. Kaya thank you po sa lahat at suportahan po ninyo kaming mga maliliit na weavers. May brand name po kami yung Inable Ina po. Inable ni Ina po yung page namin. Yung sa akin po, iba po kay Kon. Kaya thank you po sa lahat ng suporta sa amin. Malaking bagay po.
Okay, so thank you. She said thank you, and through Corditex and other platforms, they are able to share, and I hope we can support them. And their contact, no, to answer Kim Kabilin, there is on Facebook. We have ano na yung brand name mo, Manang?
Inable ni Ina po.
So you let me just share our Inabil ni Ina. So you can find them on Facebook also. Let me just share our screen. Okay, so for those asking if you want to work directly with our weavers, no, because the prices, there's a price difference. Now, if you work and buy these products directly from the weavers, this is Inabel ni Ina. Si Manang Kathy Domigay is the owner and weaver of this brand, Inabel ni Ina. You can find her on Facebook, no? This is her page, no? And these are her products that are woven, no? Okay. So that's Inabel ni Ina. And then, Bulay, ano yung website mo, Facebook page mo?
Lumi Woven Handicrafts, no?
Lumi.
Lummi, Lummi.
Okay. Handwoven.
Yes. Woven Handicrafts.
Woven Handicrafts. Okay, Woven Handicrafts. Okay, so Bule has also a Facebook page. This is her Facebook page called Lumi Woven Handicrafts, no? And that's her page, no? So please support our local weavers, no? That's her page called Lumi Lumi Woven Products, okay? Okay. So, Lumi, do you have any last words for our audience? Any last words?
Ma'am, walang. Okay. Thank you so much for including me to join this webinar, ma'am. It's an opportunity for me to share with you what the things I know about weaving. And thank you also for promoting the weavers of Kanilbontok Mountain Province. Thank you and hope to see you all again next time. Thank you, po.
Okay. Thank you very much, Manang Kathy and Bule. We also would like to inform you that the Corditex have a website. Here you go. You can also visit us here to learn about what we're doing, corditexup.edu.ph. You can learn about what the Corditex is doing. And if you have missed the talks, we have a series of webinars, no, that are uploaded online. If you want to learn about Philippine textiles, on textile conservation and others, we have local and international scholars, including weavers, no? And of course, we have a very interesting talk also with the PTRI, Philippine Textiles Research Institute, which also is a good venue, no, to work with other government agencies, no? That's the talk last month. So next month, we will have another talk. And we also want to invite you to the Corditex Facebook page. This is our page. Yako. So we have a page here, and we post announcements and activities. Also, we share researches, no, from others. And recently, we also have an intern from Canada who worked with us. Manang Kathy is the mentor for backstrap loom weaving, and she also taught. We also wove, no, in the digital loom, no. So if you're interested to collaborate with us, let us know. Okay, so that ends our webinar this morning. Thank you very much to Manang Kathy, and thank you to Manang Bule, Mara. And also we thank our guests and audience from different parts of the world, local or international. If you have questions, do let us know. We have a website, we have a Facebook page. You can send us a message. And also we'd like to promote Inabel ni Ina and Lumi Woven Products. Now, please go directly to them. We have more local weavers, no, from the Cordillera, and these are of high quality, very fine craftsmanship, and a lot of love, no, for the weaving. So thank you very much and have a good day. Thank you, Manang Kati.
Thank you so much po.
Thank you po, ma'am.
Thank you, Lumi. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye po.
And thank you all.